Now, back to PTR Radio.
Spectacular group of men. You go find them, you throw your arms around them, you give them a big kiss on the mouth.
This is PTR Radio.
And welcome, everybody, to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. And I am not centered in my screen. It's very confusing. It's horrible. It's the worst thing to happen to me all day. Not really. You will find out what the worst thing to happen to me all day was. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
Mike will be with us shortly. He is busy getting drunk. So for right now, you'll just have to hang with us two idiots. We have a lot on the docket tonight. I don't know that we're going to get to all of it. But first, I'd like to say you are listening to PTR Radio. If you want to get in touch with the show, as soon as I turn this phone on, you can call us at 1-877 787-8822. And we will take your phone calls as soon as this ancient-ass Galaxy S4 boots up. If I remember to charge the battery. Which I did! Yay! So with that said, you can also get in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, comments at PTR Radio. We will begin to look at those here shortly. But we want to engage you in the conversation. We know that there's a bit of a lag. So this episode in... There you go, see? Booting. This episode in honor of Mama Blair herself, we are showing you what time it is in our studio right now on the broadcast, so you can tell how far behind you are. As long as you're within about 5 minutes, feel free to get into the show. We're always happy to listen to you. Before we get started, though, we got to give a big shout-out to our sponsor, Ski. That's right. I did a ski run, so we are back in supply with our show's official beverage.
Yes.
So thank you to Ski. We will be giving away some Ski. Maybe not in this show, but in another show. In fact, we're going to be taste testing a special flavor of Ski a little bit later on that I have not had yet. And I'm curious about it. It's not a diet flavor, so it's going to be a little bit different, but it is cherry Ski. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with what Ski is, if you've tasted Squirt at all, I think might be the closest analog.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the beverage Squirt. What Ski is it is lemon and orange. All right? It is an authentic citrus soda. In fact, it contains, I believe it's 4% juice. It's got some juice. It's got some real juice in there. So, it doesn't say it on the label, but I'm going to believe it in my heart. Yep, it contains 4% juice on the label. Very low sodium, too. So if you're heart healthy, drink Ski. So we like Ski in here. In fact, the Ski prize pack has been packed, and it's going to go out tonight. It's finally going to go to the person who earned it about a month and a half ago.
Either it's going with me or I'm going to forget my computer. One of those two things.
Yes. In addition, I've already talked to the winner's husband, and the 2017 Celebrity Death Pool winner will be receiving their prize tomorrow. So we got Mike's contribution to that, and that will be going out, and I've already talked to him, and I said, if you don't get me pictures of her opening her prize, I will key your car. So he understands the importance of pictures.
I'm just impressed we got it out in the first half of the year.
Well, we're just over the first half of the year, but yes, we got it out before the next year. So, that's important.
Got to figure it out.
Before the following year.
I think we're still in the first half.
Oh, are we? Okay. Well, if you say we're still in the first half, then I guess before the 15th, technically we're still in the first half, right?
Remember, the 12th month still has
30 days in it, doesn't it?
So I think
all right,
July 1st is the middle of the year.
Okay, so we're going to get it out quickly. Our shipping department really prides themselves in prompt delivery. It only takes 6 months for us to get a prize out. But that prize is worth it in the end.
We ship very quickly. It's the handling.
Yeah, that is what takes so darn long. So here you go, if you want one of those.
Thank you.
So this evening, we've got a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, there were some celebrity deaths in the news. I don't know how much we're going to go into those. I did get a request for those of you that have been paying attention to the podcast. You may have noticed that there were some episodes in between the last full show and this full show. In fact, there were about 4 On the Road Again with Shaggy's that you could have listened to in between the last full show and this full show. And I've been told by at least one person who listened to them that they were interesting. So, and it wasn't me or any of Colin's family that I know of, unless they go by a different name that I'm unfamiliar with. But yeah, so if you aren't subscribed to the podcast, you're only getting half the story because those are now only on the podcast. I have given up on trying to record video in the car. It is just too fraught with problems. Beyond looking like an idiot, waving my arms and everything to a camera on the dash pointed the wrong way. All right. 2 strangers. At least when I'm talking and waving my arms and there's not a camera pointed at my face, they think I'm just on the phone with somebody. Mm-hmm. So, it's a little bit easier. Plus the editing is so much easier because I don't have to extract the audio from the video, then do the cleanup and then merge them back together to try and put it out there. So I'm trying to get those out there much quicker. However, there is a problem with probably 3/4 of the On the Road Again with Shaggy segment currently that just happened today. And that would be the on the road part. Because so I went out at I took a break, and I normally never do this, okay? Normally my breaks, they're 15-minute breaks, right? Uh-huh. And normally I go, okay, well, we can walk around the block, or I'm just going to sit at my desk and tune out, or whatever, okay? Yep. I never run errands, ever run errands at break, because it's only 15 minutes. How much can you do in 15 minutes? Yeah. Half the time you can't get to your car and back in 15 minutes. This time I said, hey, I'm going to go make a withdrawal from the bank. And that should be quick enough. Maybe I might take an extra 5 minutes. I'll just take it short on lunch, whatever. Okay, but I wanted to get cash. Well, that is where my problem started. All right. I pull up to the intersection before the bank. Now, this is one-way street with 3 lanes. Well, actually, it's 5, but there's parking on the outside, too. Okay? So 3 lanes. It's a double turn lane to the right, and then the middle lane can either go straight or turn right, and then the left lane goes straight. Okay? I'm in the middle lane. So when my car breaks down, I'm now pissing off 2 directions of travel. The people that wanted to turn right and the people that wanted to continue straight. Okay? And my car didn't just break down. My car had a monumental thud.
Oh.
And then refused to move. All right?
It muled.
The engine was running. It was revving, but no gear would engage. And I'm like, oh, I've been through this before. I just lost my transmission again. All right? Now, the last time I lost my transmission, it was almost $3,000. Okay? And that's less than a year ago because it happened around August. Mm. So I'm thinking, crap, this is busy time downtown. This is downtown that this happened in. Throw on my flashers. I call work going, of course it happens when I'm on break. I won't be back for a while. Sorry. And we're already short-staffed is the problem. Then I call the tow truck company and say, hey, I need you to come get me. They go, where are you at? I say, I'm at 5th and Washington, which is where I was. And they go, oh, crap. We will get someone to you as soon as we can. Because they know how bad of an intersection this is.
Yes.
I am on the line to the crosswalk. That's where I am. All right. The only way it could have been worse is had I actually been in the intersection. That's how it would have been worse. But that wasn't the case. So then I call my wife's busy with children during the day. Mm-hmm. So I can't call her and say, hey, come pick me up and take me back to work or whatever. So I call my parents because they're retired. So they don't have anything to do. All right. So bailing their children out is still their favorite activity. They come and, all right, I called them 15 minutes after I called the tow truck company. They said, all right, we've got to run my niece to archery practice, and then we'll come and we'll pick you up and take you back to work. Now, the archery practice is exactly the wrong direction, other side of town. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just stand on the corner and wait, because that's what this is going to amount to. I'm sure the tow truck company is going to be here by then. But time goes by, continues to go by. I get a call I see a truck that I know pull up behind me. My mom then calls my phone and goes, hey, where are you? And I say, I'm the jackass in the truck in front of you with his hazards on. And they go, oh, the tow truck hasn't picked you up yet? It's been 40 minutes since I called the tow truck company, and they're still not there. I've spent this whole time waving people around because they don't know what hazards mean. And so far, 2 people have asked me if I needed help. Only 2. So there are 2 good citizens in this town. Everybody else, one jackass yelled at me to get out of the road.
This, by the way, is a Santa Fe, correct?
Yes.
It's not like Shaggy was going to be pushing it off the road himself.
No! And to get it off the road, I'd have to push it through an intersection that is 4 lanes wide during a light and then onto cobblestone streets. Because it's cobblestone right after the intersection. So, not only that, but my transmission's busted. Which means, to me, what happened last time was it seized. Which means the wheels in the bus aren't going round and round anymore. So it's not going to happen no matter what.
No.
So finally, I call the tow truck company back, and I'm going to listen. I called 40 minutes ago. I don't see anybody yet. Did you give them the right address? And he's like, yeah, it's a big flatbed. It should be there any minute now. 10 minutes later, they finally pull up. And I get he gets it. He tows it off to the place. And I finally get myself back to work. This whole experience has taken an hour and a half. So that is, and I mean, just the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so frustrating to be stuck there with nothing to do except for throw your arm out the side and wave people by and look at their faces as they're grimacing at you because you're holding them up. And the people that would get up on my back bumper, all right, and then make really angry faces at me like I could go anywhere. I have the hazards on. I've been waving you for 5 minutes, and you still didn't get the point that I can't go anywhere. All right?
And then having a good time. It's like, hey, I'm going to go block a street for a while. It's just, what I do.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, where's it at?
Now, curious, at any point, did a cop come by and check to see if you needed help?
Absolutely not.
Oh, of course not.
No. And
that's not their job.
There were 2 cops. That drove right by. Because that's what my parents asked me. They're like, well, is a cop... Oh, actually, I called my wife, and I was almost crying at that point. And I'm like, how's your day going? Because mine sucks. And she's like, well, is a cop behind you with his lights on? I'm like, no. I haven't seen anybody. So, I mean, it's just...
At that point, I would have called 911 and been like, look, if somebody doesn't come here soon, there's going to be a severe problem, so you need to send somebody.
Yeah.
There's an accident waiting to happen right here.
And, I mean, I did what you're supposed to do. I did not get out of my car. All right? Because they always tell you.
That's your first mistake.
No. What? Not getting hit? Because everybody says, don't get out of your car. If it breaks down, don't get out of your car.
Especially on a road like that.
Well, all right.
You know, because you're more likely to get hit outside of your car.
Yes.
You know, and dead than you are inside your car. So, and,
that being said, that I kind of see maybe the cops just went by. I mean, if you were like sitting in the middle of the road with the back door open or something like that, then I'd be like, I would have expected somebody to stop. But. So any news yet, or is it still broken?
I mean, it was, I couldn't have, the thing is, the car went fine. You know, the tow truck guy can only get there as soon as he can get there.
Yep.
I mean, and they, you know, so I should have asked when I called, how long do you think it's going to be? You know, I should have done that. It's not their fault. I mean, they don't have 100 trucks just sitting there waiting for me to break down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
they should.
Well, yeah. And I will say, I've used this tow truck company quite a few times, not just with my vehicles, but with other vehicles. And, you know, they do a great job. And the guy was there, and man, he had that thing on the back of the flatbed, loaded up and gone before I got to my dad's truck to go back to work. So, I mean, you know, if you need a vehicle gone quickly.
What color?
What color was it? They weren't pink.
Yeah.
It was R&S Towing is the place. And I know, and I go through them because they're family members. So, you know, if I give you a hard time, it's just because I like you. And, you know, I give everybody a hard time. But
mostly we color code the towing companies here in Springfield.
Of course you do.
No, it wasn't pink. If it was pink, I would have no hesitation to rip them a new one. But this guy, and the guy was like, "I'll deliver it to get your keys, no problem." So, I mean, it was a good experience that way. It was just not the way that I wanted to deal with my day, because the day started off horrible. We had a horrendous storm last night. All right, there was lots of lightning. There was big wind. There were power outages all over the city. Okay, so it was just not it was not good. So my day started off with calls from clients going, "Hey, I can't get out to the internet, or my phone doesn't work, or this or that or the other," because between power going out up and down, Comcast going up and down, it was just a perfect storm of everybody's got problems. And then to have no vehicle just really kind of broke me for the day.
Yeah.
You know, I just was, and like after the show tonight, I still got to go visit clients, but I wanted to do the show tonight because I needed something. I needed something to go right. So I'm going to tell you right now, if there's a problem with the audio or the video, the machine's just going to get thrown out the window. That's what's going to happen at this point. I have no more patience. All right. No. No. So, you know.
So, when we briefly talked when I first arrived here at Casa La Shaggy.
Yeah.
What the term you used?
Colin beat me home. That's
yes.
So.
The term you used. Well, I was at work very early today, so I got off work early. So anyway, the term you said was the magically self-fixing transmission.
Yeah. So I get a call from the auto shop where I have the car taken. Okay. And because I had called them saying, "Hey, this is coming. Here's what's happened. I think it's a transmission again." Because it sounded the same. All the symptoms are the same. Everything identical the last time. And so I just prep them for what's going on.
Uh-huh.
I get a call about 2:30 going, hey, we got your truck in. What's wrong with it again? Actually, he goes, what was the noise? And I said, big, huge thud, and then truck no go. And he said, well, was there a check engine light? No. Engine's fine. Engine go vroom, vroom. But wheels go no turn. I'm like, couldn't go forward, couldn't go backwards. Like it just didn't go anywhere. Just like the last time that this happened. And he goes, oh, we've been driving it. What? What in the hubs of hell are you talking about? They have to be in somebody else's car. That's the only explanation, is that they were in somebody else's car.
Well,
or there's a self-healing transmission out there, and I'm the only one that have it, and the automotive industry is trying to keep it a secret.
Well, technically, transmissions do auto-heal, just like hard drives. But
I didn't put this in the freezer overnight to get it to work again.
I would say the difference this time is that you pushed the Santa Fe, so the wheels turned, and having the wheels turn the transmission from the other direction might have unseized it.
But it doesn't explain the big ka-thunk.
Basically, what I'm saying is,
I'm not saying
that was fixed.
It's just
I'm saying
broke
it's
loose.
temporarily working.
And
all right, so to go along, better explain what I think Colin is trying to explain. The thunk you heard was a gear tooth breaking off, and it jammed up somewhere, and that's what caused it to seize. But by moving it the opposite direction, you allowed that tooth to unjam itself, and now it appears to be fine. So at some random moment,
I'm going to get stuck again.
You're going to get stuck again. Dune is writing in asking, do you get IT calls like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do. All the time.
I got one today.
Sorry. Hold on one second. Where the hell's the damn... Come here, stupid. There it is. Sorry, I'm trying to get the social back up.
So I have to mention the obvious thing. The thing that you don't want to do.
Buy a new car?
Answer. Trade the thing in before it breaks again.
Well, that is what I've been thinking, but I'm in that horrible situation where I don't want 2 car payments. You know, I had replaced this transmission once. And that's the thing is, see, the transmission parts are covered. So I would only be paying for any labor to fix whatever's wrong.
Which is $1 million.
Well, yeah, it very well could be.
The parts are the cheap part.
That's true.
Well, last time it actually wasn't. The parts were actually the expensive part because I took it to a client, and it's one of those, you know,
barter
quid pro quo type things, you know. So there you go, Mike. You're up now. So it's not something everybody would get, but I'm happy that they work with me. You know, but it's just, I have been thinking about that, and that makes me think, okay, well, because whatever happens, it's a trickle. I work on the trickle down theory here now, which means I would get my wife's truck.
Yeah, that's what I was going to order about that. Yeah,
I would get my wife Santa Fe, and then she would get a new vehicle. All right, because I'm going to tear it up no matter what it is. Because I am going to treat it. You hear me call it a truck? That's because that's the way I treat them. I treat them like a truck. All right. Right now, what's sitting in the back of my Santa Fe is a mighty giant ladder. All right, one of those Warner, adjustable ladders. 3 tool bags full of drills and terminating equipment. I underneath the floorboard, I have about 7 extension cables and wiring to run. So I treat it like a work van or a work truck.
So why not get a actual work truck?
Because the next vehicle will be the wife's.
So if you just actually buy a work truck, then she won't want it.
I know, and I have been thinking about buying like a Ford Transit, but I just haven't.
I was going to say Ford Transit would be.
I was thinking about getting a cool black Ford Transit. Put a PTR sticker on on the side, and on one side, and on the other side, put free candy. But
Ski.
Ski. But
hey, Ski, I need a new car.
Give me a ski mobile.
If I wrap it to the ski,
give me one of those. Give me one of those. I think we talked about it. One of those. It gives you wings. Whatever it is. Red Bull cars, and we'll replace the can with the ski can, and there you go. I'll drive it around.
Yeah.
All right. So, what year is the wife's?
09. And see, she has almost as many miles as I have. I've got 128. She's got 108. So it's only going to be a matter of time before hers is in trouble as well. So,
all right. So here's what I'm going to recommend to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send you a link.
Okay.
And this is for you.
Okay. Astro passenger van. You know what? I was looking at like Safaris.
Safari is this is the Chevy version of a Safari.
Yeah. This is is this the A-Team van?
No, this is after the A-Team van.
Yeah.
But you could write this off as advertising by spending another $1,000 to wrap it with PTR Radio.
Yeah.
Or radicalthinking.net.
Yeah.
And this vehicle becomes a work vehicle.
Yeah, so folks, what we're talking
and
about.
that's cheap enough that you wouldn't have a car payment. And if you did have a car payment, we need to talk.
Yeah. So, the the estimated payment is $64.91. Yes, I need to finance this, please. How many years do you need to go out? I don't know, at least 6. At least 6, please.
5 year with no down payment, and you're paying $65 a month. Something doesn't add up on this, but okay.
Wait a second. Is that the buy here, pay here? That's at 4.3%. If you do that at the buy here, pay here rate, which is closer to like 28.9.
Is this financed through Western Sky Financial? Where a $10,000 loan winds up costing you $96,000 by the time you pay it back?
So if you did that at a buy here, pay here type place, all right, it would be, which is 28.9 is a good rate for a buy here, pay here place. Your job is your credit. A $3,500 car at 28.9 for 60 months. Only costs you $120 a month. So in the end, that $3,500 car has cost you $7,200. That's like back in the day when people used to finance VCRs.
Yeah.
Now, one thing is, if you do buy like a Ford Transit, I wonder if you could set it up as a company car and write it off on your taxes.
Well, what the hell was I just talking about?
Yeah, he was just saying you could.
No, I'm saying if you actually bought a new car.
Well, here's the thing.
Not a 2000 Chevrolet Astra.
I have looked into this. There are two things. First, you would have to, I think 80% of the mileage would have to be documented as company mileage.
Uh-huh.
The second is it would have to be purchased under Radical Thinking's name by the business entity. Shaggy could not go in and buy it as an individual.
Right, and for sole proprietorships, that's super sticky. So,
it becomes very tough to. Let's put it this way: he would have to, at the very least, keep that Santa Fe in the driveway, and somehow manually turn the wheels on it so that the mileage goes up, just to show that he has another vehicle with increasing mileage that is used for personal use.
Yeah.
Well, he has...
even using my vehicle, all right, you can claim mileage on your taxes for the miles that you put on it for my business. Right. But you have to keep very strict records of the mileage that you put on it, which is why generally I do not claim mileage, because I am not into keeping those detailed records. So I know I'm
aware that you're putting on your vehicle.
I know I'm leaving money in the government's pockets, but
how do you use a good app for your phone?
I know, but
doesn't QuickBooks allow you to do that now? QuickBooks personal, individual, or personal?
I don't know. I don't use QuickBooks. I use Zoho.
You're a very smart man. Oh, I'm going to have to talk to you then.
I only use their invoicing piece, so I don't know that you can talk to me about too much, but
that's okay. That's the wife is actually she's moving to Zoho. So that's good to know.
I like it.
That is very good to know.
I use it for the recurring, and it works quite well.
That's very good to know. Okay.
All right. So, with that said, we can move on to Away from My Horrible Day.
Let's move on to everybody else's horrible.
Let's move on to. You want to move on to everybody else's horrible week, or do you want to move on to just something fun and light?
Oh, let's go to fun and light for a second.
Fun and light.
So, before the show started here, Mike, I was saying maybe we should change our name to BTR.
No.
But then what would the B stand for?
Absolutely not.
Well, if we just changed it to BTR, then we could do Bull S Talk Radio. We did just dump the radio part. But that wouldn't be good. But, I mean, you're referencing IHOP to IHOB.
Yeah.
Which was in the news. IHOP wants to rebrand.
Yes.
And, of course, they teased it out on social media going, we're changing to IHOB. Stay tuned for what the B means.
Everybody knew what the B stood for because the employees at IHOP were already being trained on the new burgers, and they said on Reddit, it's burgers.
But you got to love what people thought, because there was bacon, there was breakfast, there was,
which I think it's...
I love the one that said International House of Bankruptcy, because I'm not going to you anymore.
I was of the school of thought that people were assuming that the B was the only thing changing.
Yes.
And I said it stands for I hate other beings.
You think they were going
completely
specious.
Antisocial and emo. They were going to go 100% emo. All of their staff would have to wear eyeliner. Well, and all the uniforms would be black, like, welcome to IHOB. What do you want?
So what you're saying is that their uniform supplier would switch to Hot Topic.
Exactly.
And you wouldn't be able to see the face of any of their servers because their hair would just be over their eyes down to their nose.
Our specials today, not that it matters. Death warmed over.
Pain and anguish.
Followed by a side of my father doesn't love me.
Now, here's the thing about all this. So, I mean, it was obviously...
Mixed with only music feels my pain.
It was obviously burgers. This is one of the stupidest marketing gimmicks I've ever seen.
Oh.
But it has been so successful for them.
It has and it hasn't. They do say any I love it when restaurants get into wars.
And Wendy's Twitter feed is amazing.
Yeah, whoever they are, they pay them more. So Gabe Kapler's Coconut Oil writes, at Wendy's, thoughts on IHOB. Wendy's writes back, and it's Wendy's Twitter account. Can't wait to try a burger from the place that decided pancakes were too hard.
Oh, well. Wendy's for the win.
Yeah.
Didn't they have some kind of war with Burger King a while back?
Yeah, they did. They were across the street from each other, and they were two restaurants that were battling each other.
Wasn't there a Twitter war where they were like something, or Wendy's basically owned them by saying, like, I don't know, we call ours edible or something? Now I gotta look this up. Damn it.
Grade Scott says realizes it's due to IHOP changing its name to IHOB because nothing makes sense in Trump's America. Wendy's, Burger King, IHOB all having Twitter fights, and Domino's is over here filling potholes for people. Did Domino's fill potholes?
I don't know. I looked that up.
Hey, net neutrality ended today. Okay, but did you hear about IHOB? Oh, let's see here. Yeah, so everyone on Twitter, it's nope. Not,
yeah, Domino's apparently is offering to fix potholes in your neighborhood. Okay.
There's some amazing shade being thrown at the IHOP Twitter, y'all. These fools are even being called out by checkers and rallies. Oh, you don't want to be the new kid on the block in the burger district. That's not a good thing. The burger district is well organized, and there's a bunch of bullies in that one. I mean, the Burger King's punching their face in, while Wendy's pulling their shorts over their head. Oh.
It appears that Wendy's is not the only one getting in on this.
No. Yeah, that's what I was saying, is there's a lot.
Well, Denny's.
Denny's?
We don't have any more of those around here.
Yeah, we just
Tell
lost.
us what Denny's thinks.
Denny says, Grandpa has a little emoji with a boy. Grandpa, do you remember what the Great Burger Wars? No, LOL. No, I was chilling, drinking milkshakes, and trying to make sense of Westworld.
What?
Oh.
So, then Wendy's tweeted, remember when you were like 7 and thought changing your name to Thunder Bear Sword would be super cool? It's like that, but our cheeseburgers are still better.
Is Denny's known for milkshakes, and I don't know this?
I don't know. But
Pop-Tarts wrote, Dear Internet, thanks to everyone asking me this, but no, not every brand is having an identity crisis, so I'm going to stick to Pop-Tarts. Popeyes does not approve of this message from Popeye's Chicken.
So,
wait. What's
Waffle House?
I can't see because they didn't.
But they changed their name to Pancake King.
Hold on. Moon Pie wrote, we've worked really hard for like 100 years to get people to remember our brand name. So if it's cool with everyone, we're just going to stick with Moon Pie. Thank you. Netflix writes in, BRB changing our name to Netflib.
Waffle House saying, even though we serve delicious burgers, we know our roots. Steakum changed their Twitter handle to Cake'em. White Castle tweeted, we are excited to announce that we will be switching our name to Pancake Castle.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. Go to twitter.com/Burger King. They actually even got a logo up.
Yeah. Whataburger
Don't
tweeted,
go to Burger King. That's entirely different.
Whataburger.
Oh,
Whataburger
Jesus.
has put it up there. As much as we love our pancakes, we'd never change our name to What a Pancake.
So Burger King has actually created a new logo for Pancake King.
Oh, show. No, they didn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
Here,
No,
can you pop
no.
it up on the...
Yeah, I can't here. Hold on. Yeah, so for everyone interested, there's Pancake King.
I mean, they even
Yeah.
created new pancakes with butter on top. Logo.
There you go. So we got Dune writing in here that they should use the guys from Good Burger, but that's not going to happen because Kenan Thompson, you can't get him away from SNL with a shotgun at this point.
No.
Professional baseball team, the Philadelphia Phillies, went through the trouble of making their own name change announcement video that turns the franchise into the Billies.
Oh.
This is beyond ridiculous. I mean, was IHOP in some kind of financial trouble before this whole change?
I
No.
don't know what prompted this.
Apparently, they've been doing this for years. Someone found like an old, like 60s ad for them, saying that they have burgers too. So apparently, they have a long history of trying to get people to remember that they have more than breakfast.
Probably because I would expect because they have a big rush until noon and then they're dead the rest of the day.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I never think about going to IHOP for dinner.
I don't either, but you know,
If I want to go to somewhere that I usually think of as a breakfast place for dinner, it's probably going to be a Cracker Barrel. And I'll probably have breakfast anyway.
or Bob Evans.
No, I never go to Bob Evans.
Oh no! Well, you know what? It was funny. We just went to IHOP last weekend, and my wife said, "Well, we were at Cracker Barrel. We were at Cracker Barrel," and she goes, "Well, I'm really surprised you didn't get biscuits and gravy." And I said, "I'm not at Biscuits and Gravy Barrel. I'm at Cracker Barrel." I said, "So I just get a regular breakfast.
Wait a minute.
If I want biscuits and gravy, I go to Bob Evans. If I want pancakes, I go to IHOP. I go to
Wait a
what they're
second.
known for."
Wait a second. We're not at Biscuits and Gravy
Barrel.
We're at Cracker Barrel. So what does that have to do with breakfast?
They do.
If you say
They just do regular breakfast.
No. With that comparison, you should have ordered crackers.
Well, they don't have crackers. But I'm
So you
sure in the
can-
heck not going to order biscuits and gravy there.
They don't have alcohol either, but apparently there's no excuse for what you said then because it makes
Well-
no damn sense.
I'm just saying. I'm not going to go to Red Lobster and order a pizza.
Well, going to Red Lobster is your first mistake. All right. Especially now since you can buy the biscuits in a box.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
And boy, they're yummy.
All right. There's no other reason to go to Red Lobster. And if any of you tell me because they got good seafood, I'm going to punch you in your face.
What if somebody just has too much money?
They're stupid.
There's a reason that a lot of people, okay, my family, I have no idea if it goes beyond us, refer to it as dead lobster.
Go ahead. Why? Because there's nobody ever goes there?
Because if you go there, you might be dead as a lobster.
We can move on to a new topic, please, before I
Yes.
just...
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Just pretend that never happened.
Yes, because so far the most that IHOB has managed to do is inform me that Burger King has pretzel chicken fries, which sounds almost as stupid.
Okay. How about this, Mike? Along with things that don't make any sense. 19 things that all people do that make 0 sense.
Go ahead. Try me. I bet you I do 18 of them.
Watching the screen of the person in front of you when you're on the plane and completely ignoring your own.
Never done that.
Well, no, hold on a second. I cannot remember the last time I flew on an airplane where every seat had its own screen.
Yeah, I don't either. I will say that I do
Hell.
steal glances. If somebody's next to me and they're doing something, I'm going to see what the hell they're doing because I'm curious.
When my trip down to Charlotte, right, we flew on American, you don't even have screens. You log on to the American Airlines in-flight Wi-Fi and watch on your own device from their selection of available shows.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
So they don't even
On board Netflix.
no. You have to pick from their stuff.
Well, yeah, but it's
Or you have to
onboard
pay
Plex.
for the Wi-Fi.
Onboard Plex.
I like Southwest where they just have DirecTV. Watch wherever you want.
All right. Number 2, pretending you're in a movie anytime you're listening to some music.
Anytime?
So driving down the road, walking down the street, you're listening to music, and suddenly you're John Travolta strutting it.
Get out of my head. There have been times where I want to have that playing on my phone in my hand. It just starts strutting for no damn reason.
Don't we
Why?
all need a personal soundtrack?
We do.
Yes.
I like having soundtracks. I don't ever think I'm in a movie, but
Here's one. Making sure your phone is on silent during a movie, even though it was never on loud to begin with.
It doesn't matter whether it's on loud or not. You want to just turn it to silent.
actually,
I think this is aimed at the people who the phone is always on silent,
yes,
but they check it when they go in a movie because it says, make sure your phone's on silent.
which I do.
So you check your phone even though you know you never turn it off of silent.
Yes,
Okay, so there's one person.
but again, I have an iPhone,
So you flip a switch.
so I make sure the switch is down.
Yes. I do think that is one design feature where iPhone is ahead of the game.
It's a design feature that my was it a Trio?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
I think that is a good design feature.
the Palm Trio.
All right. Throwing away the box to your microwavable meal and then having to fish it out to reread the instructions.
Yeah, I've done that once or twice.
Yeah. Especially to see amounts or temperatures.
Mostly it's oh crap, this is the one that has the thing in it. I have to put it back in the box to microwave it.
Well, okay, let me clarify, because most of my microwave meals are Hot Pockets, and I don't even heat. It's very difficult to screw up a Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
But I cook them in the air fryer now.
Oh, you do? How are they in the air fryer? I didn't think about that.
The outside gets very, very crispy, unlike in that stupid silver pseudo foil sleeve
Silver sleeping bag.
crap bowl thing that don't really work. The inside will get warm. I find that the pretzel crust ones work better than the buttery crust ones.
I have been on a kick with sausage and pepperoni Hot Pockets lately. Just a pizza kick in general. But checking the fridge, seeing there's no food, and then checking it again 5 minutes later. I definitely have done that.
Of course. Yeah.
Definitely have done that.
I mean, I found myself opening the fridge and going, why did I open the fridge? I don't even want anything. Closing it again.
Yeah.
I've
I've done the same thing in the pantry.
Yeah.
Nothing here.
What was I here for?
A few minutes later. Still nothing here. No pantry fairies have delivered anything yet.
No, I will go back and forth between the pantry and the fridge. It's like I'm taking a mental inventory trying to figure out what kind of multi-meal concoction I can make with what's available. Let's see. I've got breadcrumbs there. And wait a minute. No, I've got pizza sauce in the fridge. Half a jar of pizza sauce. Okay, let's go back. Tomatoes. I can make pseudo-vegan meatball marinara. Instead, I'll just order pizza because that sounds disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Here you go. Accumulating hundreds of dollars worth of stuff in your online cart when shopping and then not buying it because the shipping is $5.99.
Yeah, done that.
I have definitely put things in the cart and go, it's not Prime? Even though it says free shipping, it's not Prime? I won't have that. I only want it if it's Prime. I don't care if the shipping's free or not.
I need it in 2 days, not 3.
Yes.
I have... Okay, so I have a problem where I try to see how big of a cart I can make using only add-ons. Because I had to explain this to Kim. Like, an add-on doesn't mean you have to buy $25 worth of non-add-on stuff. No, you can have a cart full $30 of add-ons.
Nothing but add-ons.
And they'll all ship. But then I run into the problem where I will leave something in my cart for too long and then come back and be like, wait a minute, this was Prime. What happened? Oh, Amazon sold out. So now they updated to another seller and it's not Prime. Well, screw you. I don't want it now.
That's the bad thing. Because I know in the long past, before free shipping was everywhere, there were times when I got like a big order together and then I was like, oh, it's going to be $20 to ship. And then I realized, I don't want to pay $20 to ship. And then it goes beyond that going, actually, I don't need any of this crap at all.
Yeah.
Now, I've also had the experience where I'll be buying stuff online from Kohl's, and it's like $8.99 to ship, but I'm $4 away from free shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's do the math here. If I can find something for $11, then I am actually saving money. And I'll wind up getting a crappy T-shirt and a pair of socks that I don't need just to avoid that shipping cost.
That's like when my wife goes to the store and it's like, okay, $10 off any $50 purchase, and you have $48 in your cart.
Oh yeah, that's when you're buying.
If I buy 2 candy bars, I'm saving $8.
Yep.
So woohoo, Carmelos.
Chris, what usually happens is, why did you buy this $300 thing? Oh, yeah, I needed an extra $5 for free shipping.
I just bought stuff at Home Depot last night for the house, and it was like $270 something total. And I said, well, screw this. $2.99 and up, I get 6 months same as cash.
Yeah, it's not just shipping. Sometimes it's financing.
Well, I was going to pick it up in the store, so shipping was never an issue. So, all right, you know what? Let's see. Father's Day sale coming.
Daddy needs a new drill.
No. Daddy got... You can't see it, can you?
No, it's a little bright. A fan? A ball.
It's a Google Home.
Oh, Google Home.
Google Home Mini.
You want to know what I pre-ordered that nobody knows about yet?
You ordered that Amazon Echo.
I ordered the Fire Cube TV.
You Amazonian whore, you. What else do we got on this list before we...
Putting your hand up in the air when you're lying down in bed. You know, you're like,
never done
you're just...
Not for no reason.
Yeah. I've done it, for sure.
I'll put my hand up to go, hey, cat, come over here. Come over here.
Here's one I know we've all done. Stopping a microwave 1 second before the beep starts.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
No.
Especially at work.
Nope. I sit there and time it so that you hear as little of the first beep as possible. So it's more like, beep.
It's so bad at work that it's now a game to see who can leave it with 1 second, and then the next person walks up, they start typing in their time because we don't hit cancel. So then the next person starts typing. No noise is coming out of this thing.
Well, is that...
Damn it, I gotta hit cancel.
Okay. Do you and your coworkers actually have problems stopping a microwave within 1 second?
No.
Okay.
We hit it in 1 second, and then we take our food out. We don't hit clear. So there's 1 second left on the clock.
When you started it, it was like you were playing a game of can we stop it in 1 second? Yeah, it's just
irritate the next coworker. That's the game.
Okay.
Usually it's irritate the boss because she can't figure out, no matter how many times it happens to her, why the buttons won't press.
Yep. This is your boss.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know what? Now she doesn't have to deal with it. I just found out, because they installed like 6 of them in close to our location, that here, you want to talk about frivolous state spending, folks. I don't know, Mike. Well, you didn't live in the dorms, did you?
No.
Okay. Well, Colin, you did though, right?
Yeah, for 1 year.
Okay. So when you lived in the dorms, you could rent basically for the year a dorm fridge, which had a microwave bolted to the top of it. Okay. It was a single unit that had a fridge, a little freezer, and then a microwave on top of it.
Okay.
Well, I thought that those things really only existed in colleges. There have been about 6 of them delivered to my office, all with state property stickers on them, So the state paid for managers to have refrigerators and microwaves in their office.
Is the reasoning behind this that if you can have access to cold drinks and hot food, you might work longer hours?
I don't know, because
these aren't people who work.
Okay, because these are
the managers who usually just impede work.
They used to have like a dry cleaner on site at our office, so you could get your dry cleaning done at the office to save time, so you wouldn't have to worry about leaving to get your dry cleaning. And I was like, yeah, okay. Meanwhile, I got IT guys walking around in flip-flops and board shorts, but we got to worry about dry cleaning.
Yeah. I don't have anything dry cleanable.
No.
I don't have anything that has to be ironed, let alone dry cleaned.
No.
I just need enough polyester in my shirt.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be ironed.
Listen, I got a steamer, bitch. Okay.
I have one of those too, yes.
I was trying to find a picture. It's most similar probably to...
Really?
It's probably most similar to this.
So it's like the TV VCR version.
Yeah.
For kitchen appliances.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
not exact, but it's close.
That's about as.
That one he just showed is $420.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure these are expensive.
This is ridiculous.
Yep. All right, so stopping the microwave at 1 second, putting your songs on shuffle, and then skipping them all until you get to one you knew you wanted to listen to in the first place.
No.
Oh, I do that a lot.
Well, as we probably have discussed this in a long time. Shaggy loves shuffle. I despise shuffle. I cannot have my music shuffling. If the song that I'm expecting to happen after the song I'm listening to does not happen, my brain rebels.
I get upset when shuffle isn't as random as it should be, and I can predict the shuffle. Or the shuffle is the same as the last shuffle.
I start humming the next song before the song starts. And if that song doesn't start, something's wrong.
Mike, how about you? You ever put your songs on shuffle and then go, nope, next, nope, next, nope, next, nope, next. Oh, okay, yeah.
No, because usually I'm listening to Sirius, but if I am listening to my iPod, it's because I want to hear a specific song. So I just go right to that song.
Yeah, no, I made lists, playlists, songs I like. Skip. Oh, One Vision by Queen. Okay, yep, I want to listen to that now.
About the only time I've ever used the shuffle is like if I put a bunch of songs in a playlist for an event, and I'll just shuffle that playlist because the playlist I may not care to go through and put songs in an order.
Yeah,
so, hey, just randomly play them. I don't care.
How about this one? Getting your gas to round to a 00. So put exactly $20 in, or $10, or even $15. I do that a lot.
I do that as well, but I also have the OCD that trying to get the gallons to be perfect.
Oh, those are going to conflict with each other, aren't they?
They always do. So I usually, whenever it pops, I go, and this is Jersey we're talking about, so technically I'm not even supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
When it pops,
you're not trained enough to pour your own gas.
I'm either going to go to the gallon, whichever comes first, the even gallon or an even dollar.
Tilting the video game controller because you think it helps you play better.
Well, yeah.
Anybody who doesn't do that, especially playing a driving game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to
kind of racing game. And you got to kind of sway with it too.
Oh yeah, no. Pretending to look at some random item in the store after noticing someone is looking at the item you actually want. So in other words, they're in your way.
Yeah.
No. I don't do no. I look at them and stare them down till they move.
I was standing there at Walmart the other day looking at the shaving stuff because, in case you haven't noticed, I've decided to try and do a goatee thing here. And a guy, I'm standing back a little bit, and a guy walks in front of me with his cart and stops right in front of me and starts looking at the stuff. I literally just went, Are you friggin' serious right now? And the dude apparently pretended not to speak English because he wouldn't turn around. He didn't do nothing, and eventually he moved. But
yep. And here's the last one I think we'll talk about: sitting around naked after taking a shower for an unnecessarily long time.
That's called shaving.
Well, I like to dry thoroughly before I get dressed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I take the time to shave. Lather up with the bowl, and then strop the razor a little bit, and then go with the straight razor while I'm air drying it. It's nice. It's relaxing. Kim yells at me, but it's relaxing.
Well, just tell her, hey, I'm giving you ample opportunity in case the mood hits.
So, no, listen. She's already yelling at me that this is too long. I should not need product to help keep the hairs laying flat.
Are you? But Mike, you're using product?
I have beard oil that I apply, and beard conditioner.
No.
Yep.
For that little amount of growth, Mike?
It's pretty freaking long, and if I don't, it sticks out like a Brillo pad. So So I got about another week with it before I'm divorced, so I'm gonna let it go, and then we'll see what happens.
Nope. All right.
The worst part about it, though, was that look, there's no gray hair up here. You can't really see it on the camera, but all down in here, this is where all the grays are congregating.
Well, you need some
all
just for
here.
men, Mike.
Hell no. I want this to be white like Bob Barker, and I want the top to be a normal color. And then when people ask me what happened, I'm just going to point at my wife.
And they're going to say, well, why didn't she dye your beard? I mean,
she did. She did.
All right. Well, you brought some interesting news that we're not sure if we believe or not about a possible Back to the Future 4 sequel.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, good.
Shit, and I don't know where this hell. I don't know where. This is almost like one of those, hey, guess who died kind of things. And I really don't want to make this comparison in light of everything that's been going on. But just out of nowhere, somebody grabbed a picture off of Leah Thompson's Twitter feed or Instagram feed and decided to run with it and make it look like Back to the Future 4 is happening. And immediately I'm like, well, wait a minute. This cannot be happening because there's no way. I love the guy, but there's no way Michael J. Fox could play Marty McFly.
Not now. He can play. No, he could still play the dad.
Well, yes. So the only way that this happens is if Marty McFly died. And the dad has to go back to try and save him somehow. But no, it's not really happening.
or if we're seeing or if we're seeing Doc with his two sons, from the train.
Yeah, that'd work.
That would be the only way that we would have it.
Marty's story is done.
Yeah.
So now
he learned his lesson.
Yes.
But so that sequel was rumored or falsely rumored, and I think we all kind of agree that it probably shouldn't happen.
No. That would be a horrible idea to happen.
Along with the fact that Legally Blonde 3 is happening.
Yep, and I'm sure my wife will want to go see that one.
So we now have 2 sequels that should not happen.
But what's interesting is
Top Gun 2 being the other one that
Maverick.
should not be happening. But I'd like to point out that Bill and Ted 3, that needs to happen.
Yes.
It is happening, and we want it to happen. Yes. And it's going to be amazing.
I think what's interesting is the only thing that gives Legally Blonde 3 any chance is they are bringing back the original director and writer from the original Legally Blonde. So it's a potential, but I think maybe Reese Witherspoon just needed a job. Because the last thing that you saw her from was the infamous Police Don't You Know Who I Am video. So that didn't work out so well. I'm an American, I have rights. Why do drunk people always think that we don't know they're American? Do they change nations somehow in their mind? And speaking of drunk people, did you see that? What's his name from PCU and from Entourage and
Jeremy Piven.
Jeremy Piven was arrested on DUI.
Good.
So,
Yeah. Which,
So was Vince Vaughn.
yeah, it is.
and
The
Vince
picture of him was like him happy.
and Vince Vaughn was released on $5,000 bail, something like that. So, alrighty. Now the other one that you brought up, Mike, was it's kind of again a throwback. It's a beverage that I have had since they brought it back, and it's from Miller Coors, and it's a little something different. So,
A little something different.
so for those that didn't know, Zima
was back.
It was big in the 90s. Okay, there were at least 2 flavors of it that I remember.
There was clear and gold.
Well, there was blue and green, is the way I termed it, because there was the blue label and the green label. What kills me is they didn't bring back the green. When they had this revival here recently, I didn't see any green.
Now, there was...
Ooh, I wonder what Zima and Ski would be like.
I mean,
Would they give me my Zima green?
That'd be diabetes. So you fell off the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. train, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I was starting to get back into it, but then I got better.
Colin, did you fell off of that train also, right?
yeah, very early on. I liked the
Okay.
first season. Everybody else hates the first season. I liked the first season.
Okay. In the most recent season that wrapped up, they went to the future, and then they came back to the present to try and stop the destruction of Earth. And one of the characters from the future came back with them to the present. He had never known Earth as it is today. He went to a bar, asked for a drink. He gave him a beer, tasted. He's like, "This is terrible. Don't you have something delicious?" They gave him a Zima. Right then and there, I thought, okay, this is a tie-in. Zima's coming back somehow, maybe as a Disney park exclusive to try and get young people to come to Disney again. I don't know. But sure as shit, it was back. But I found it interesting that you titled the episode based off of my comment there. So I guess I hit the nail on the head. This appears like it's going to be a seasonal release thing, like the McRib.
Yeah. We were scrambling to figure out a title.
But yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't be upset if they brought it back every couple years. Because this is not, I had it the other day at a party. This is not something I could drink all the time. All right. Especially the blue. All right. Now, my recollection of the blue is fairly accurate. Make yourself up some Alka-Seltzer and drink it. Okay. It's pretty close.
The way to tolerate the blue, and this is directly from my wife, was to take your favorite flavor Jolly Rancher and put it in the bottle.
People did that.
Whirl it around a little bit, and now you've got watermelon Zima.
And people were putting limes and lemons in them. That was popular around here.
See, what I learned was you take a shot of Bacardi Limon, which is the lemon-flavored rum.
Yeah.
And put that in there. Or you even do that with Corona. And wow.
Then you've got something special.
Then you really got something special. Whoa.
But I was upset that they didn't bring back the green. All right, because I like the green, and I think the green was. Let's see here. So, in addition, they had blackberry and green apple flavors. Let's see here. What else did they have? Basically, it was the it was the iteration. It was after wine coolers fell out of flavor. Okay, so when Bartles and James got old, Zima came out. That was the timing for this. All right. They had a lemon and lime drink. And you have to remember, this came out at the same time as Crystal Clear Pepsi and Tab Clear.
All right, I remember Crystal Pepsi. I don't remember Tab Clear.
I don't either, but nobody I knew drank Tab. So, you know.
Okay, so yeah, so they started, they had Zima, and then they did Zima Gold.
Was that the one with the green? Because that was citrus.
No, Zima Gold was an amber-colored beverage that promised a taste of bourbon in an attempt to bring men into the fold. And it lasted for less than a year.
Okay, so the official 3 flavors that they did was citrus, tangerine, and pineapple citrus. In addition, they did blackberry and green apple. It was a malternative beverage. They were just full of puns in the 90s is all it was. You know, but I mean, it was good for the time. I'm glad they brought it back, but it's not something I could sit. I told the wife, I'm like, you know what? I would pick up a 6-pack because it's something where I could have a bottle a week, but I could not sit and drink a 6-pack. I told her it's a good thing they don't sell them in cases because I don't know anybody that could drink a case of Zima. Because it's just not going to happen. It's not like the Lynchburg lemonades or the Mike's Hard Lemonade, or any of that. I mean, those I could sit and I could drink those all day long.
I mean, it's as bad as the Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
Right? Which...
yeah. Well, it's the same thing.
It pretty much is, you know, just different competing brands. It's like Coke and Pepsi, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the McRib. You can go buy it frozen in your local gas station.
Yeah. So... But like what you said, you found this article that said it's going to go away again. And so then it'll come back. And who knows? Maybe somebody will pick up some of the other beverages that have gone away and they'll come back. You know, what if, wasn't there like a Mike's Hard Cider that was in like this green barrel type glass or bottle? I tend to remember that. It may even still be around. Nope, not that one. There was a green... Mike's Hard Cider is still around, by the way. Green barrel glass hard cider. I can't find it now, but... Anyway, it was... so, I mean, it'll be interesting to see some of these come back, I think. And maybe they'll do something different. Who knows? We used to drink on the show a lot more than what we do. You know, we kind of stopped that. But all right. In fact, talking about drinking on the show, Mike, I did get your package. We talked about this earlier in the show before you got here. We will be awarding the prize for the 2017 Celebrity Death Pool tomorrow. That's going to go out. Colin and I do have a couple of things to try here tonight. So again, for those that didn't know, Ski is the official soda of PTR Radio. I went and did a ski run this weekend, Mike. So we have more ski in the studio. I have got some ski to send you. So I have regular ski, I have diet ski, and I have one that we're going to try here in the studio. I have cherry ski. But then we also have crispy, crunchy broccoli to try out. I found this at Trader Joe's, all right? And I don't mind broccoli by itself. I don't mind broccoli steamed. I have never had what I think we've determined is freeze-dried broccoli.
Yes.
So there's not a huge allotment of broccoli smell. There you go. Have some broccoli. So
it's words I've never heard. I never thought I'd hear on this show. Here, have some broccoli.
So this is your freeze-dried or whatever broccoli.
Why?
Well, I go to odd stores and I pick up stuff and then we taste it on the show. That's how this works.
I buy stuff and we eat it. What else is there? No.
So
No.
now, Colin,
Thank
you've
you.
had this before.
Thank you very much for not sending me any.
I love freeze-dried stuff.
You could probably buy this. I'm sure there's a Trader Joe's close to you,
Yeah, there is.
so you could buy this.
I don't could. Yeah, could. As in physically able to. Will I ever buy it? The frick I will. Don't. No.
There is not a whole lot of taste to this freeze-dried broccoli.
I don't care if there. It could taste like happiness and rainbows. Okay, I don't care. I'm not eating it.
And the texture is pretty close to a styrofoam peanut. So, that's. I mean, that's
Okay,
it's about what it is.
when I was a kid, one of my favorite treats
Okay.
was raw broccoli and ranch dressing.
Okay. I mean, that's
Well,
not
okay.
uncommon.
And broccoli is a good conduit for ranch dressing because you get it if you play with it right. The ranch will get all within the florets, and really, it becomes a ranch sickle.
Now,
I mean, I was eating last night, but during dinner, I was eating carrots with peanut butter on them. So,
Are you pregnant?
oh, but carrots are sweet, peanut butter is salty.
I
It's
have
a good
never-
combination.
I have never once thought, carrot, let me try this in some peanut butter. No.
Well, I did it years ago
Never
because I
once.
didn't have any celery or crackers.
God.
So
so
I needed a vehicle for the peanut butter, and I had carrot sticks.
Celery is just a no-go ever.
so
Okay.
okay.
Go.
So here's a family story that is related to the broccoli thing.
Okay.
So I have a certain family member who is known for getting things wrong.
Okay. Don't
Like-
we all? Everybody has that family member.
Like, oh, that person drove over the median in the middle of the street. I was once given my favorite treat, raw broccoli and sour cream. Broccoli and a tub of sour cream. And I was like,
That's not ranch dressing.
that's not very much.
That's very different than ranch dressing.
I don't know if anybody who wants a big tub of sour cream and some broccoli.
I kind of have a guess as to what family member this is. If it's a family member, I
No,
May
it's not
know.
a family member that you have
It's not a loyal
Any-
listener.
connection to. whatsoever.
okay. Sorry, Kenna.
This is a family member who would never listen to PTR Radio.
All right, because as soon as you said drive over the median, unfortunately, right or wrong, I thought Kenna's the one who's gotten into an accident before, so maybe it was her. I don't.
No, this is a family member who can barely use a remote control to turn a TV on.
Which,
Not someone who would ever
All
be
right.
listening to anything on the internet.
by the way, for those of you that don't know, we have been a little busy on our Instagram and Facebook posts here lately. We have been doing a little bit of get to know the hosts of PTR Radio.
Oh, are you going to go through them? Because okay.
I don't know that I'll necessarily go through them all, but I was going to pop a couple of them up. So, the idea is that we will grab pictures from either now or in the past or whatever, and a little bit of, history behind us as a person so that you can get to know the voices that you hear on the radio. So, for example, we have this one from Colin. I love that picture. And then we have this one of Mike the Ape Man at his Sunday worship. And then we have this one of Colin, which went up today. And then this one of Mike the Ape Man.
Yes. I'm trying to get back to that look, by the way.
And then this one of myself. So,
And we had the factoid about you as well.
yeah, I don't know that I have I didn't save that one off. So.
Oh, see.
Yeah. Hold on, I can find it though. So if you want to learn more about the hosts, make sure that you are following us on PTR Radio, so that you can get to know a little bit more about us. So we have this one.
There you go.
So, by the way, I was forced to rewatch that movie after this one was put up.
Can you really be forced to watch anything that had John Goodman in it?
No, not really. It was so.
Do you fit? Does that statement apply to The Hangover Part 3?
Does it have John Goodman in it?
Yes, it does.
It might make me watch it for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of the Hangover movies, so
that's it.
Oh, and by the way, for those of you that missed it, I think we're going to run this sale again. I think we are going to run this sale again. So for a limited time, all right, there is no charge to sign up for the podcast. So if exclusive to listeners right now, this episode, go to ptrradio.com, click on one of the subscribe links for either Apple or Android, and we're waiving the subscription fee. So that is a huge savings. That is $120 a year savings that you're getting. And we're going to give you a lifetime subscription for free. Mike, I don't know how we can continue to give the podcast away like that. I mean, if we keep doing that, we're never going to make money. But, yep. All right. So, we've got movie reviews coming up here in just a few minutes. I did not write mine out, unfortunately. So,
what is there to write?
There were some things to be written down, but I didn't because I was having such a horrible day. I will reiterate what I had said before the show, before Mike joined us. If you weren't subscribed to the podcast, since we just gave you a sale code on it, we are publishing content in between major episodes. So in between full shows, you will get to hear On the Road Again segments. And we have gotten some good feedback from that. Hopefully we will continue to get good feedback from that. So we are, looking forward to even more feedback from that. If you have a topic particular for On the Road Again that you want to hear my view on, there's a dedicated email address for that now, ontheroad@PTR Radio. So those are short clips to get you through your morning commute, usually about anywhere between 12 and 18 minutes. So they're not too bad. In fact, if just to give folks who are curious as to what things are being covered in there, one of the last ones was about a trip I took to Missouri to see some folks. So if you want to know how that went, you might want to keep tuning in to the podcast feed. That was a possibly contentious trip. So if you want to find out how that went, you're only going to find it out on the road again. So, okay, Mike, which movie do you want to do first?
I don't care.
I can tell you love them both so much. All right, so let's do Rage first.
Yes. Oh, before I forget, because I probably will. Let's keep an eye out. There is a movie that we do need to watch.
Okay.
It's not available yet.
Okay.
I think it's in limited theaters. It's called Jurassic Games.
Okie dokie.
As far as I can tell, someone has mixed up Jurassic Parks and Hunger Games. I think we need to watch that, but like I said, not available yet.
Well, I will tell you while Shaggy's, I guess, going to the printer or something.
I don't know.
There was a movie that was a DirecTV exclusive, but now it's on Prime, called The Last Movie Star with Burt Reynolds.
Okay.
And I have to honestly tell you, it made me a little sad in some parts, but this was one of Burt Reynolds' best movies I have ever seen. And I highly recommend that, folks, if you have Prime, that you watch this movie. Oh, he went to get cups and the cherry ski.
Oh, yes. He almost forgot.
Of course. Of course, because, now you're touching cables. Off. Deep breaths. It's okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I almost broke everything.
I was gonna say, I heard you hitting cables. I was like, oh god.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So, Rage.
Yes. Rage.
Mike, I'll let you go first.
All right. I seriously, this is another one of those movies. After we watched him in that heist movie, I'm starting to think that, all right, Nicolas Cage owes somebody money. Because these movies are just terrible. I remember when he used to be in movies that you would want to go see. This is not one of them. Right off the bat, the quality is under suspect because they see he pulls up in a caddy to pick up whoever. Then they do an aerial shot and show an Infinity driving. And then he's in a caddy again. So, okay, quality control is not here. The speakers they're using in the mayor's speech in the very beginning, Yamaha BR15s. Why do I know? Because those are the exact speakers used by Mike the Ape Man. Hello, Rachel Nichols. Yeah. This is picking up. I like Rachel. Someone explain to me why Cage is pimping his daughter out to this boy.
Yeah.
Suddenly it got creepy. Cage is a former mafia guy, but he has no cameras, no security of any kind at his house. Not buying it at all. Didn't see this coming that the daughter was going to die. Thought that this was going to be like another ransom taken type movie where he's going to spend the whole movie trying to get the... Oh, by the way, spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
And the Russian guy in the wheelchair. Apparently he only has two purposes in Hollywood. He either plays a cosmonaut who's been stuck on a space station for 17 months by himself.
That's where I knew him from. I knew him.
Or he plays a mobster. Because he played a Russian mobster in Bad Boys 2. I believe he was in John Wick as a mobster. Oh. Nicolas Cage didn't want Rachel getting involved with nothing. Did he not see her in Alias or Continuum? Because she kicked some ass. I believe she was in the latest 24 as well. I might as well just start expecting bad endings. This movie gets a meh. No, there's no two ways about it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't. There was only one good thing about this movie. One. And it's a line that I intend to use, possibly even get tattooed somewhere on myself. Payback is a bitch, and her stripper name is Karma.
Mm-hmm.
Now right. I am genuine Russian hero!
All right, Colin. I guess I'll go next, and then you can play cleanup. All right, so Rage is... I like Mike, really thought this was going to be a Taken clone. All right? Because that's what all the trailers let you think. That's what, everything leading up to this made me think, oh, this is Nicolas Cage in Taken. All right? This is going to be great or horrible. The 13% on Rotten Tomatoes should have given me an inclination that horrible was much more likely. All right? Now, there were a couple parts of the movie that I liked the concept of. I'm not going to say I liked the way they worked out, but I like the concept of things that they stole from other movies. All right. So, Nicolas Cage getting his old crew together. Well, we've seen that before in Gone in 60 Seconds. Worked well then. Not so much this time, but I liked the concept. All right. The bartender was great. The coked out friend, I could have done without him. All right. The bad guy that went straight. Concept. Great concept. Stolen from Gone in 60 Seconds. Did they just see Gone in 60 Seconds and Taken and said, hey, we could put these two together, but maybe change it just a little bit? Because again, he's fighting a Russian guy, you know? Now, I will say there's a major part of this movie I was surprised about. All right? So, and that part starts off with Nicolas Cage leaving his daughter with two boys in his house by herself. Who does that?
Yeah.
Who leaves their teenage daughter, 16, evidently, because she was going to celebrate a sweet 16 party.
Yes.
Who leaves their 15-year-old daughter with two supposedly like 16 or 17-year-old guys, one of which, like Mike said, you just pimped out to her? All right? This makes no sense. Okay? And, that just started the downward spiral for the movie for me. But it did have some decent action. It really had some fairly, graphic killing scenes, which were good. It had that revenge aspect that everybody likes in a movie. So, on the whole, not horrendous. Not good, but not horrendous. So, I, like Mike, I'm going to give this a meh.
Yeah. So, the movie started with Nicolas Cage and his daughter. And he gives her an SAT book for doing the SATs. And she's like, Dad, we don't do the SATs yet. That's not until, and I intoned, 6 years ago. Because she's supposed to be 16. She's not 16. I looked it up. She is currently 25.
Yeah.
So when this movie was made, she was 21.
Now, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second, and I normally don't do that. But did anybody else notice the scene where all the girls were coming out of the supposedly, I would guess, Catholic school? And that the skirts were obscenely short. All right? I think they got them from a stripper outlet mall. Sorry, just had to throw that one in there.
I think the whole daughter being shot with her friends thing might have worked better if any of the actors involved actually looked like they were teenagers. But they weren't, and so that it just didn't work. I thought this movie was actually shot very well. There was one scene in this movie where I thought maybe this movie is going somewhere interesting. Okay? So the scene is Nicolas Cage has two flunkies. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they are going out trying to get information about what happened to the daughter. And so they go and they beat up this druggie and the druggie's girl by acting like they're going to kill her by hanging her. So the big thug puts a noose around her head.
Neck.
Yeah, it was around her neck. And throws the cinder block through the window. And then they figure out that the guy really doesn't know anything. And then the two flunkies walk out talking to each other about how they really had no idea if that was going to work or not. Because he thought really she was just going to go right out the window and off the cinder block. For a moment there, I thought that was kind of interesting, what they did with those two characters. And if they went with that more, the movie could have ended up being more interesting. But that's all they did. That was it. The rest of them, they were just stupid characters. This movie actually, I think, was a bit Noirish in a way. But it seems to fail all of the usual rules of what a movie is supposed to be. Usually you have a character, the character starts in one spot. And then something happens and gets pushed along somewhere else, and at the end, the character has been changed. And there's something happening. The problem is that all of the main characters in this movie are not themselves the actors of the plot. They're just being swept along by the plot, a plot that has been put into place by characters who were never on screen. Which I left this movie, which is definitely, this is meh, just because it's well shot. But this movie would have been a lot more interesting if the actual killers had been more focused within the plot of the movie. Because the movie was focusing on the wrong people. The people who actually killed her had nothing happen to them in this movie, other than they were made to feel a little bit in danger for like 20 seconds. That's the extent of what happens to the actual people who killed the supposed 16-year-old. Everything else in this movie is just stupid, bad people getting stupid, bad things done to them.
Yeah.
Don't bother watching this movie. Although, if you have to choose
between these two
movies, watch this one. At least this one was edited.
All right. I think we're going to let you kick off. By the way, we while Mike was giving his review, I cracked open a can of Ski Cherry. All right.
Ooh.
That is lemon, orange, and a kick of cherry. Now they only do this in regular. They don't have a diet flavor, which that's my only complaint. Ski, we need more diet flavors.
In fact, we need this diet flavor.
All right.
This is really good.
So, Mike, this will be included in your care package.
Okay.
So that you two can enjoy the fresh, refreshing flavor of Ski Cherry.
That is really good.
So, if you've ever thought, what would it be like? To me, it's like, what if I took High C Fruit Punch, I gave it a little bit more kick, and carbonated it? To me, that's what this is like, and it's good. So, yep.
Okay. Our other movie, if you can call it that, is Larceny with Dolph Lundgren.
One of our favorite actors.
And also has Corbin Burnson in it. And other people. So, yeah. I haven't been able to find out much about this movie, so I am just going to say what I think happened here. Okay? So first, somebody had an idea for a movie. And they wrote a script. And then they found a little bit of money. And they hired some people like Dolph Lundgren and got them to sign on by saying, we're going to make a Trump joke. Because they're going to have a bad guy, U.S. politician who wants to build a wall between the United States and Mexico. And we're going to get the wall paid for by the drug cartels. That's the central joke.
Sorry, we don't have a sombrero for you, Mike.
So they went and they shot some scenes from the script. And then they ran out of money. They could not pay for anybody to actually edit together everything they had shot into a movie. So, whoever it is who had all the footage quickly just took all the footage together and strung it together into a movie, and then got themselves a Casio keyboard and started going brrrr throughout the entire movie, pretending that they had someone write music for it. Like I said, it's just some guy with a Casio keyboard going throughout the entire movie. So you see, they're going. You're trying to figure out what's happening because the music is supposed to lead you along in a movie, so you know what's going on. But this is basically a silent movie because even the dialogue that's spoken might as well not have been. Yeah. I don't know what to say about this movie because nothing really happened. Some characters showed up. They broke into a prison. They spent all night in a prison breaking into stuff, but nobody else in the prison seemed to care. the bad guys know that they're trying to steal money, but instead of doing anything about it, they sent some 5 guys in a bus. And then for a reason, I think it's just, like I said, they ran out of money, but somebody knew somebody else who happened to have a truck with a lift on the back of it.
With a bucket?
With a bucket. And so they're driving, they escaped in this white truck with a bucket on the back. They never used the bucket. Had no reason to be there. So the only reason I can think of is that it was cheap. And then they were so cheap. Okay, we will let you use this truck for like $10, but you have to promise not to actually use the bucket because that's going to cost you another $20. Oh, we don't have the extra $20, so we'll leave the bucket alone. Don't worry about it. I don't know what to give this movie. I mean, it is the blawest thing we've ever watched. I'm going to have to give it a puke just because it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's really very meh, but I can't justify giving them a meh. So it's a puke.
Mike, you want to go next or me?
I'll go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
I don't have the hatred for this movie that Colin does. I'm not, and that's not saying much because it sounds like, Colin was ready to dig his eyeballs out with hot spoons. So there was a lot of cliches in this movie, but I realized that if you turn the sound off and kind of squinted and covered this eye, you're basically watching Security. Very similar plot. It's like the director did Mad Libs with the plot. And instead of mall, they picked prison as a noun. Instead of California, they picked Mexico as a place. And instead of kidnapping, they picked robbery as the crime. But there's just too many similarities otherwise. I don't understand why gangster types always get distracted by the woman in short shorts whose car won't start. I don't understand it. You think that have you watched a single movie ever in the history of movies? Because it never goes well when you try and help out the hot chick in the short shorts whose car won't start. Even if she ain't that hot. It don't work. It's your downfall. Dude is having sex in the bathroom of the restaurant with his mistress while his wife is right there in the dining room. That's some serious cojones. That is hardcore because you know damn well he came back to the table and she's like, I don't remember ordering the sardines. Why did we come here again? Terrible. And his senator, he's a pretty damn versatile actor, I gotta say. Because he's played an Australian in Necessary Roughness. He's played a Greek in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And he played Carl in Friends. Joey Tribbiani's supposed twin. Now he's an American senator. Impressive. Corbin Burnson immediately gives a bump. Saying. Now, she snuck in the gas masks like they were in her bra. Right? Did I catch this right? So Dolph puts this thing on and he's sitting there basically breathing in boob sweat the entire time. Stop to think about this for a second. But then they say the gas is not working because everybody's still running around. Why are they still wearing the masks then? If the gas ain't working on the guards, why even bother wearing the boob sweat mask? He must like the smell of boob sweat. I don't know. The dude is trying to cut a torch, cut through the bars on the safe with a torch that is like a Bic lighter in a tube. No. Tank keeps disappearing. Tank being one of the characters. I'm going to say this in the most non-racist way possible, But how in the hell are you losing a 7-foot muscle-bound black dude in a Mexican prison? She tased the guy in the head. In the head! And the dude just fell down and proceeded to try and shoot her. Nothing happened to... Did anybody notice the cable holding the locker door to keep it from opening all the way when Dolph has the locker door and he's trying to slam it into Tank's head? Did anybody else notice that there was a cable to stop it? Just me? Well, of course, they didn't. Apparently, they didn't have that. They were doing all the editing on Apple Final Cut, not Final Cut Pro. So, why has a prison got grenades? I mean, look, I know it's a Mexican prison, but grenades? Like real grenades. So if it wasn't for Corbin Burnson's bit part, his appearance brought it up to a meh. And that's only because I mean, I'm a big Corbin Burnson fan. I will admit that. I'm secure enough in my manhood to admit it. So it barely got a meh. But I'm kind of with Colin that if you're going to watch one of the two movies, go watch Rage. Don't watch this one. Or better yet, go watch Zombies.
Yeah. You know what? I'm in agreement with you. This is probably the worst movie we've watched. All right. The only reason this doesn't get puke, all right, from Mike and I, is because of the actors involved. All right. Even Corbin Burnson couldn't save it for Colin. All right. Corbin Burnson, I like Dolph Lundgren. I'm gonna admit it. I like Dolph Lundgren in a movie. Kindergarten Cop 2 just endeared me to him. I want to watch his stuff. He is the straight to DVD Dwayne Johnson. All right. That is what he is for me. Okay. If he's in a movie, I want to watch it. It's probably closer to the straight to VHS Dwayne Johnson, but that's what he is. Now I knew Louis Mandylor from somewhere, but I never put the picture together, Mike, that he was from My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Okay? Now, before I get too far off.
You did catch him in Necessary... You knew he was in Necessary Roughness,
I didn't put him together with any of those movies, but now, yes, that makes perfect sense. I'm going to kill your dreams a little bit. He has 2 movies coming up that are going to hurt you even more. He is playing Santa Claus next in Christmas Down Under, and he's the lead character in the remake of Doom. You know, because even Dwayne Johnson couldn't make that movie good, so we're going to try it again.
I'm sorry, did you say the remake of Doom?
Yes. They're making Doom again.
Is it actually Doom, or is it just a movie name?
No, it's Doom again. It is the doctors and Captain Hector and yeah. No, it sure in the heck looks like it is Doom. According to the pictures. Doesn't that look like Doom?
It looks like a really bad Doom.
Yeah. But it looks like Doom.
What? I have a question. What was the movie we watched with Dolph Lundgren with the giant iguanosaurus gator thing?
Well, let's see here. We watched him in Shark Lake. And we watched him in
I mean, I'm going back through the review
giant
list.
Shark Lake. Oh, he was the bad guy in that one.
Yeah, he was
though.
the bad guy.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy. Oh my God, he's okay. So we know he's in that. It was wasn't that after? Was that Shark Lake Skin Trade? Well, it wasn't Skin Trade, was it? No. Legendary.
Yes.
It was Legendary.
Parker.
Yes.
Yeah. So as usual, I watched this movie with other people.
Oh, by the way, my rating for this movie, Verp.
Verp? Okay.
Verp.
So there was a scene in the movie where the crime lord goes out and talks to this guy who's guarding, and then reveals that he knows that guy is really working for the U.S. government, and then kills him. This is a scene that goes on and on and on.
It did.
At the end of it, you're like, oh, that guy just died. I have no idea who that guy is. He's never shown up before in this movie. No one, I don't think he even referenced him. We had this giant scene where the crime lord, who isn't doing anything about stopping anybody from stealing anything, just decides to go outside and shoot someone and then go back. It's just... Anyway, that's the point where I was like, am I supposed to care? Because I don't. Or is it somebody... Anyway. But here's the question, though.
Mm-hmm.
What was the USB key for?
Well, that was what told them where the money was hid in the first place.
Yeah.
But it's weird that Dolph Lundgren already knew that information, so why the hell did he steal it?
Yes, and why did Corbin Burnson go and get it again?
Yeah, I don't...
Why did it was never explained what was up with the USB key.
Why we really needed that.
Yeah.
So, because he could have gotten thrown into jail for a lot of different things and not tipped him off.
Yeah.
Because by stealing the USB key, he tipped him off as to what he was doing in the jail.
And why did they call it a disc in the subtitles?
Well, they did say disk drive in the later subtitle, because I thought that too.
They're both wrong, though.
Well, it's a disk drive. They don't have a thumb drive in Spanish.
It doesn't have to be. It's translated.
What? Hey, Google, how do you say thumb drive in Spanish?
We didn't hear.
Hey, Google.
Still can't hear.
Hey, Google, how do you say thumb drive in Spanish?
Here,
Volume. You still can't hear it?
Let's do this. Hey, Alexa, how do you say thumb drive in Spanish?
Thumb drive in Spanish is impulsión del pulgar.
There. See, Alexa wins again.
No, mine said it twice. It's just my microphone's, I got the gate on, so you can't hear it. Damn it.
Okay, so we need to pick for next time.
We need to pick new movies. I don't want to. And we're going to use Alexa this time.
All right, we've got 1 through 33.
Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 33.
Your random number between 1 and 33 is 8.
8.
Star Quest: The Odyssey.
Oh, that sounds like a lot more fun.
Oh, crap. This is one of mine. What did I do now?
All right, hold on. Let's get the other one. Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 33.
Your random number between 1 and 33 is 7.
Battle Space, also on Amazon. This one is not me.
So let's find some trailers.
Let's also before we find trailers, let's make sure they're still available on Amazon.
We'll do that.
Yeah. So, Battle Space. Oh my God, that's going to be horrible. Included with Prime, Battle Space is still available.
Okay.
Getting 2.5 out of 5 stars. Good thing it's only 85 minutes long.
It's an adventure that begins after the destruction of our universe.
Oh, great. And Star Quest: The Odyssey.
Let's see here. Star Quest: The Odyssey is also available still. Oh, wait a second.
That's not it.
That's not it. That's just The Odyssey. Sorry. I don't see it there. Star Quest. Nope, I don't.
Try it with a little space in the middle.
I did.
I'm looking up from the link. Yeah, it's still available. Okay. Oh, God, it got a 1.5 stars. Here, I'm sending you the
direct link. Okay. Oh boy. As our world expands to include the entire galaxy, everyone rushes to claim their own piece of this new world, and thousands of colonies arise. With no core government, rogue colonies begin to wreak havoc, and without a centralized army to protect the innocent, peace is all but lost. Huh. Oh my goodness! Alright, so 88% judge this as 1 star.
Oh, this meets our definition of a bad movie. We got to find a trailer to see. Do we have a reason to disqualify this? Because if not, we're suffering, people.
Oh boy, I got it. Hold on, bringing it up. There we go.
As man's greatest war comes to an end, empires will crumble, alliances will form. Enemies will rise. Heroes will fall.
Looks like the beginning to Andromeda.
Worlds will end.
I didn't think it could get much worse.
It looks like it just did.
They're firing.
Condition red. That it be the humans who break the truce. Shields?
You're killing him!
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Here it comes!
Hold on. Glory to the Empire! Eat 'em up.
What is your directive?
Brace yourselves.
Star Quest, the Odyssey.
Okay, now what's going to be really funny is when the quality of the movie matches the quality of that clip.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, I thought I saw a face in there that I recognized. Now, wait a second.
All right, while you're looking that up, we'll do Battle Space official movie trailer. Pretty sad with 240s. Oh, this is going to be... Uh-oh. I love the CGI already. Oh, this is... Oh, it's so bad! Oh, this isn't good. This is going to be horrible.
That looks better than the first one.
It does look a little better. All right. So that was Battle Space. Put out by Maverick Movies. Oh.
Okay, I thought for a second there I saw the actress that played April O'Neil in the
In the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but if she is, she's uncredited. So
okay. Oh boy, there are a lot of them in there that we could play. I'm just looking at the related movies. One's called Dark Side of Heaven. It says a 4-person crew are sent to bring back a mothballed ship parked at the back of Pluto. Arriving on the spaceship, the astronauts soon discover that the ship is no ordinary cruiser. All 4 of the crew are shocked by the realization that they are marooned and part of an experiment, a Stanley Kubrick style, 2001 style journey to the end of the universe. It got 1.5 stars.
okay,
I'm sure Stanley Kubrick got horrible reviews too.
You know why these? You know how these wound up on here? Because apparently these are recommended to anyone who watched Star Raiders: The Adventures of Saber Rain.
But Saber Rain was actually like not great, but decent.
Ish.
Yeah. I mean, he got a meh.
Yeah.
I mean, they should really start adapting to our criteria.
Somehow Battle Space got 2.5 stars.
Really?
To the 1.5 stars
of StarQuest?
StarQuest.
Yeah.
Which one did I hit? Oh, God, I added StarQuest.
I don't know who added the other one. I don't lay claim to that one. So, all right, looks like we got a couple of great movies to watch then. That's going to be 3 hours of hell. But it is what it is, and we do it all for you guys.
I think it's one of the criteria we need to start looking at, too. What are the length of the two movies?
One's 85 and one's 90.
Okay.
No.
That's why I said it's 3 hours worth of hell.
Yeah. Okay, so one is probably actually, like, if you take into account the credits, it's probably like 2.5 or less.
Yeah, probably. So, yeah. And if you skip through the total of the two, it's probably 2.5 hours, not 3 hours. He's saying that there's probably 15 minutes worth of credit time in both of them.
Yes. Got it. I thought you were talking about a particular one. I was like,
no.
How could they?
Oh, no. No, we're not reviewing the director's cut of Dune.
Nor are we listening to the commentary track on either of these again. All right, folks, you've been listening to PTR Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying with us this evening. Don't forget, in between the main shows, which the next one will be on the 25th, you can subscribe to the podcast feed and get the On the Road Again segments. As soon as I get back on the road again, we'll start making those. But we will be back on the 25th with another full 2-hour plus show that you guys can enjoy, and we will have those two great movies to review for you towards the end of that one. As always, you can get in touch with the show at ptrradio.com. Check out the website, ptrradio.com, or on every social media platform out there at PTR Radio. You can pretty much find us Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Keep your eye out for more of those getting to know the hosts of PTR Radio. We'll keep those coming out so that you can learn a little bit more about each one of us. But that does it for tonight, folks. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the Ape Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.